Okay, Kathy, hopefully the video that I sent you earlier has been a help in terms of just a bit of a head start. As promised, I am going to go through a couple of your queries about things like mayos and sauces and condiments, and also about how to track a recipe. So first of all, let's go to track a dinner in the exact same way that I did yesterday. So on the phone, it would look like add food. You would go up here to my recipe. So this is the one that I would suggest using when you are trying to create a recipe for your whole family that then you are going to portion out into different servings. So like one for you, one for hubby, one for bub one for bub two, okay? So you go my recipes. We're going to create a new recipe. I'm going to call this spag bowl 3 only because I've created this recipe a number of times. I'm going to put that it serves 4 people. So in here is obviously how many servings you are making for your family. So if you've got a family of 5, you would pop 5. If you've got a family of 3, depending on what your needs are. What you're going to do here is you're going to start typing in your ingredients. So I'm going to type in Veta protein pasta. I'm going to type in Mutti passata. This will obviously be dependent on the brands that you use. So Mutti passata, lean beef mince, Coles, carrots, and I'm going to pop mushrooms, and I'll also do parmesan. Okay, so then we click on that little arrow in the top right hand corner. What it will do is it will generate all of your ingredients. Now, this is the most important step, because what happens is when I click on the Veta, it comes up with 375 grams of a serving size. Now, I might be putting in more than that. I might be putting in less than that to serve my entire family. But unfortunately, when I click on the serving size here, it doesn't give me the option to change the serving size. So that means it's not the entry. I want to try not to click. So what I want to do is I want to go search for an alternative. So when I search for an alternative, I'm going to click on this one here, high protein pasta by Veta. I'm going to say that I'm going to change this to grams, and I'm going to say that I used 250 grams for the whole recipe. So I'm going to click on that little tick, click tick. So that's changed that. Then the Mutti. Now, let's say that I didn't use 700 grams. Same thing. I need to go and search for an alternative. So I'm going to use this one here that gives me the option for 100 grams. And I'm going to say that I used 400 grams of the Mutti. Carrots, search for alternative. Find the one here. Instead of a medium, I'm going to click on grams again. And I'm going to say that I used 300 grams of carrot. Then mushrooms, search for alternative. Again, change this to grams so it gets more accurate. And I'm going to say that I used 150 grams of mushrooms. Now, the other one is the lean beef mince. So with this one here, I want to search for an alternative. Oh, it's because I've spelt Coles incorrectly. So let's change that. Okay, so lean beef mince from Coles, 100 grams. Now, usually a packet of beef mince has got 500 grams in it. So I'm going to put 5 servings of 100 grams. And then finally with my parmesan, I can obviously use the generic entry, or I can search for an alternative, and I can use the scanner function here to scan a barcode. I don't have a barcode in front of me, so I'm just going to utilize this one here, but I'm always going to change that serving size to grams. Now, this one actually doesn't give me the option for grams. So again, I need to get out of it and find one that gives me an option to switch it to grams. So not this one either. Let's try this one. So 100 grams, let's say I've used 50 grams of Parmesan. I can go 0.5, tick that. Now, all of those entries are now in there. So you can see down the bottom of my screen, it says 560 calories per serving, and I've got 4 servings. So I'm going to click the little arrow across. Those are my macros. So 49 grams of protein per serve, 17 grams of fat, 51 grams of carbs. And I'm just going to click save for now. We can directly go save and log it, but for now, I'm just going to press save. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my dinner. I'm going to go add food. I'm going to go into my recipes. There it is there, spag bowl 3 560 calories, 1 serving. I can obviously change that to say I've had 2 servings, but I'm just going to pop 1, and then I click on that little tick in the top right hand corner. Now, as far as like how you would do that, if like your family is like, how do you then know what 1 serving is? So there's a couple of options. Option 1 is that you eyeball it. So you have a look at what's in the pan or in the pot, and you're just like, okay, this looks like about a quarter of it. This looks like about a quarter of it. This looks a quarter. This looks a quarter. And you separate it like that just from eyeballing it. The other option is to pop a big bowl on the scales and pop the entire contents of the recipe on into that bowl, which is on the scales, and that will give you a reading for how much the entire thing weighs. So let's say it comes up that big whole thing that you have cooked for the whole family is, 800 grams. You could then disperse 200 grams for person A, 200 grams for person B, 200 for person C, 200 for person D. If you don't want to do that, you can just pop each bowl on the scales and you can roughly distribute the same amount of grams to every single person. So you could do person 1, you could give them, say 150. Then for person 2, you might even just give them 152, 153, like so that it is all just roughly the same amount. So there's definitely a couple of ways that you can do that. Now, as far as your question about like sugars and condiments, so let's say, for example, we are doing a soy sauce. I think AM do a soy sauce. So soy sauce AM, it comes up as the serving size already. So it says 15 mils is the serving size. Now, if I've had more or less and it's not an easy one to calculate mathematically, I can click that and change that to 1 mil, which is what I usually do. And then I pop in how many mils that I've had. So let's say I've had 32 mils. I can go 32 mils and then click that little tick box at the top. Something like mayonnaise, there's mine, it comes up with mayonnaise. Again, you can enter just the serving size and you can pop 1 serving size of 20 grams of Praise mayonnaise is 107 calories, or you can switch it to grams, and let's say you're only having 10 grams, you could track that. Now, if you are having sugar, type in sugar. There it is, 1 teaspoon. Again, I would probably change that to grams and track in how many grams of sugar I've had. So possibly 5 grams. Honey is another one. There's the honey entry that I use most days. Again, I've changed that serving size from 25 grams because I very rarely have 25 grams of honey. I've changed it to 1 gram and I pop in how many serving sizes that I've had. So click that tick. Another really common one is, something like peanut butter. There it is there. Mavers is the one that I usually use. So again, the serving size is 20 grams, but I just usually change it to 1 gram and I switch that over to how many serving sizes I've had. So say if I've got, 15 grams, it's 87 calories. So the other thing that's really important is just when you are tracking, like I'll give banana as an example. When I type in banana, it comes up with a medium. Always really important to go in, change the serving size to grams and change that in, because as I always say to the ladies, what is a medium banana? How do we determine if a medium banana is 80 grams, which is 71 calories, or a medium banana could be 100 grams, which is 89 calories. So there is a fair difference in calories between, 2 different serving sizes of banana. So we can't just say it's a medium banana. We really do have to be weighing it and then tracking it accurately. So hopefully that helps to answer some of your questions for now. If you do need anything else, just let me know. More than happy to help. Bye.